I'll go ahead and take care of that, Betty.
Okay.
Betty Mizuraka, are you here?
Present.
Tim Colleen, that's me, I'm here. Lolita Haley,
Present.
Marie Lambert,
Present.
Dawn Cotton is excused. I got a email from her. Hubert Massey, did you make it? That'll be excused as well. Hubert's on his way back from Oklahoma City from his kids' graduation from the University of Oklahoma, and he's going to be in the airport, and he let me know he might not be able to get us. So that's an excused absence for Hubert. Barbara Gal Miller? Barb? Unmute. Are you here?
Present.
Okay. And I always mess this up. Tania Jenkins or Tanya Jenkins? I always mess that up. And Renata Seals.
Present.
Okay, we've got, we have a quorum. 6 of the 9 are present. 2 are excused. Madam Chair, before we go to approval of the agenda, may I? All right, folks. I got a phone call at 9 o'clock this morning from the commission staff. The commission is having a few committee meetings today, which we never have on Monday. They had to be postponed from last week, and we have full board this coming Thursday, so we had to get the meetings in. A little mistake was made. Ways and Means Committee was rescheduled for 11 a.m. this morning. They have the same Zoom link we do, because these things never happen at the same time on Mondays. Why worry about it? Today is the day it's happened. So we have to be off probably by about 10 to 11 so that we can clear us out and the new committee can come in. So Madam Chair, I would recommend looking at the agenda that we go ahead and take care of some business. And then we'll hear what other people want to say. But I would say that we do the agenda approval, we approve the minutes, and we skip the reports from the DIA, which gets a lot of discussion. I have a brief update on our audit. We should keep going with number 3, which is to establish our meeting schedule for next year. And then we will probably have to, schedule an additional meeting to finish this one up and finish the report, or, whatever folks want to do. If you don't want to get the DIA report till maybe March at a meeting at that date. But I think we should at least do items A, B, well, A we did, B and C, and then under E, new business, we do items 2 and 3. And I think that's what we'll have time for today, Madam Chair. But be curious as to how other people want to handle this.
Are you asking for comments?
Yeah.
On how we would handle it?
Well, I don't know, folks. What do you think? It was a shock to me to get this at 10 after 9 this morning. And it was like, okay, what do we do, right? So I started looking at the agenda and thinking about this. Let's see if other people think that's the appropriate way to go.
Tim, the DIA, we're happy to go through the presentation. It's just an overview of the draft plan that was provided. And I'll take on the challenge of going through it quickly if that's what's in order today.
Okay. Well, maybe, Madam Chair, then what we should do is go to the report from the Art Institute last. We should move it from number 1 under new business down to the last item of new business. And then we can start in on it. McFarland will know how much time she has before the Grim Reaper at the end of the meeting.
Okay,
So,
Tim, why don't you proceed, because my machine is
Well-
not, I can't hear everything clearly, so why don't you go ahead and
you can't hear?
proceed with it.
Well, next up is the approval of the agenda. So I would move that we amend the agenda and make new business item 1, the report from the DIA, actually number 3 under new business, and then everybody moves up 1. We'll have the discussion of the audit as the first thing under new business, the meeting schedule is the second, and then the DIA report is the third. I would move that as an amended agenda for today.
Support.
Who was support on that? So the minute taker has it?
Betty.
Okay. Any discussion? No, how about a vote then?
Yes.
Go ahead,
Do
Betty.
a roll call vote, Tim?
No, it's a voice vote to adopt the agenda.
Well, I vote yes to adopting the
Well,
amended agenda.
did I see Lolita put her hand up?
Yes. Yes.
Oh, there you are. Now you're not even on screen. Or you weren't. What's up, Lolita? Lolita,
Yes.
was that a
Yes.
vote or did you have comment?
I vote yes.
Oh, okay. Well, here's the way you do it. Since it's a voice vote. Everybody be off the mute. All in favor of adopting the amended agenda, say aye.
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 All opposed, say nay. Is there anybody abstaining? Okay, then we have an agenda for today. Next item is approving the previous minutes. Everybody got those sent to them maybe a couple of times?
So moved.
And who said that?
Pardon me, Ms. Miller?
I thought somebody said, I'm so moved. That's what
Yeah,
I
Betty
heard.
moved to approve. Is there support to approve the previous minutes?
I support. This is Renata Seals.
Thank you.
Renata.
Yeah, that's good for the minutes. It's easier to. Any discussion on the previous minutes? Additions, corrections, changes? Therefore, we'll do a voice vote. All in favor of approving the previous minutes as written, please say aye.
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 Aye. All opposed,
Aye.
please say nay. Anybody abstaining? Okay, then we'll move the agenda forward to the new business. I brought this up. This is the Art Authority audit. And I brought this up last time. We are obliged on an annual basis to have an audit where an audit firm comes in and looks at what the millage should have collected, how much money based on the size of the millage should Wayne County have taken in its property tax collection, and then audit the number of the money that is transferred to the DIA. Except for a couple of dollars to pay for our budget, those numbers should be exactly the same. What we spend, which is a couple of $1,000s a year as a board, and then all of the other 8 million or so. So the audit is to make sure that Wayne County collects the right amount of money and transfers the right amount of money to the DIA. The Zoo Authority does the same thing. So commission staff right now is contacting, because we are an authority, we're not underneath the procurement ordinance in Wayne County. So staff is getting a couple of bids right now from firms that would like to do this. Apparently it's about a $5,000 or $6,000 job. And so at our next meeting, there will be a proposal for hiring one of these firms to conduct this audit. And that's just another thing to click off our duties in terms of our duties under the Art Authority Act, the law in the state of Michigan that govern us. Madam Chair, I just had a little report on that. I don't know if anybody has any comments on that. Anybody have any comments on that? I think Betty's having a hard time with her linkage. So I'm going to forge ahead then, if there's no comment. Our meeting schedule for next year. If we finish this item, then we'll have a good half hour to go over the report from the DIA and public comment, if any. I've looked at this. I've looked at our previous year's schedule. This is all up on the web page on the county website. Last year in 21, we met in January, May, August, and December. January, May, August, and December. In 2020, it was February, May, August, and November. So that looks like our pattern. So I've gone through and I've looked at the third Monday of each month, because we meet on Mondays, 10 a.m. has been our habit. And I have the dates, all of the third Mondays for next year. What months do people think we want to have the meetings in? I would February, May. We have the meeting in August because we have to notify the treasurers to put the millage on the taxes for the winter. So, and that has to be done by September 31st. So if we do the August meeting again, and then a December meeting like we're doing here. How does that sound to people? February, May, August, and December of next year. Is anything, that strike anybody as?
So when is the millage renewal? We might want to make sure that we're meeting close to that time so that we can have some discussions prior to the millage. Yeah. And so.
Well, we did the millage renewal last year, Renata.
Yeah, I know. I'm saying it goes in effect. I'm talking about when it goes in effect, not when we did it.
Right. It goes into effect October 1 of next year.
So that's what I'm saying. Maybe we should base some of our meetings perhaps just before it. I think August would be a great time just before it, just in case there are some issues that need to be cleaned out. Okay.
Because we will also at that time more than likely have the new service agreement to discuss also. With the new millage comes a new service agreement. In August of next year, that's the 15th, the Monday would be. You know, if we meet like we are now, next year in December, it will be the 19th. February is the 21st. And May, so yeah, and May, January, February, March, April, May, the 5th is the 16th. So February 21st, May 16th, August 15th, and December 19th. How does that strike people for a meeting schedule for next year?
I think it's a good schedule, Tim.
Fine for me.
All right, you want to move it, Barb, or?
I do. I'll make a motion that we accept the schedule of for 2022 of February 21, May 16th, August 15th, and December 19th.
And I guess that's a second, Lolita?
Yes, I second.
Okay, don't go muting again. You're going to vote in a second. It's moved and seconded. Any discussion from any board member? And I'm getting more notifications and emails of the 11 o'clock Ways and Means meeting.
I
Okay.
second it.
It's been seconded. Yeah, we're good to go. Since there's no more comment, all in favor of the 2022 meeting schedule as moved, please say aye.
Aye.
Aye. All opposed to that meeting schedule, please say aye or nay. Any abstentions? All right, this will go up on our website then. Please use our webpage on the Wayne County website. All the information is there. Our bylaws, everything we've ever done, all the laws that govern us, everything is there, including our past meetings, our past agendas. So please use that. And now this will go up as the 2022 meeting schedule. Okay, so then we're back to the DIA. Betty, how you doing from where you're sitting? Can you hear us?
I can barely hear you, but I can hear you constrained. Yes, go ahead.
Okay. Yeah, it's probably easier if I chair than given the, so we'll move the agenda to the number three.
Just one thing, Betty, is this
Yeah.
someone in the office with you that can actually have you dial in? That way you could hear and then we still could see you too? Is there anyone in there with you that can have you dial in from your phone?
Yeah.
I couldn't hear the question.
Is
Yeah.
there anyone there at the office with you?
In my office?
He's at home. Renata, she's at home.
Oh, okay. Never
No,
mind.
I'm
then.
in my office.
Oh,
Yeah.
okay. Okay.
Well, what Renata is suggesting, Betty, and it's a good suggestion, put yourself on mute for the computer Zoom and dial in on one of the phone numbers that we have for people. And then you can be dialed in and we can hear you on the phone and still see you on Zoom. If that's
I'll have
possible.
this fixed by the next meeting, but we changed our computer system here. So, but if I do that, I might lose you. So just let me stick with what I can
Okay.
hear.
All right, well, we'll keep rolling, given our time, and I hope you can hear most of this. Item 3 is the report from the DIA. That is the PDF that you got. One was for the agenda and one was for, what did we call that? What did we call the other one? But both of the reports are in the PDF that you received. Can you share the report, Gagneet, on the screen for everybody to see, and then we'll turn it over to Ms. McFarland? Yeah, thank you, Gagneet. Or whoever.
Actually,
So that's me. So I just want to confirm.
Okay,
Everyone see the presentation that I have pulled up? Is everyone able to see the PowerPoint?
yes.
Okay. So good morning. I will be quick today. So everyone should have received 2 documents from the DIA last week. You would have received the draft program plan for calendar year 2022. And then a very brief 2-page virtual program and marketing update. So what we're going to do now is walk through this program plan. This is what the DIA is considering for meeting the service agreements in the upcoming calendar year. So just a quick summary. This is the service agreement for Wayne County as it stands right now. 2022 will be the final year of the first 10-year agreement. We'll be having, I'm sure, lots of conversations in the coming months about the next 10 years. But for now, this is what the DIA is tuning into every year. Of course, COVID has had a big impact on this. So we're going to continue the programming, a lot of the virtual programming and things that we've done as we sort of keep our eye on trying to get back to the school program, senior program, and community partnership programs as we have over the last 9 years.
And Ms. McFarland, I just, for the folks, this page we're looking at and the previous page are not in the report. This is some background. It's not in the report that you sent us, so I don't want people to get confused. This is just so tell people when it's background and tell them when it's like, okay, here's the first page in the report.
Okay. Yes.
Thank you.
So this is just a summary of the service agreement. Of course, this is not in the report, but this is what we're trying to achieve. Of course, with COVID, we've had to make modifications. So this is just a summary of the service agreement. So we're going to walk through the 4 categories, and we'll, kind of let you know what we're doing to make good on our commitments for calendar year 2022. Unfortunately, the first category is free admission, and we're certainly able to keep that up even during COVID. So on the screen, you'll see our museum hours. We are back to normal hours, aside from not being open till 10 o'clock on Fridays. We're open till 9. We're bringing back as much in-person programming as we can, with just sort of keeping our eye on the environment. Right now, our Detroit Film Theater is open with proof of COVID vaccination. We have seen a lot of people wanting to come back to the DFT. We have, I think it's about 400 capacity. Normal capacity in that space, I believe, is about 1,100. We're doing 400 right now. We have sold out shows next week for our CAT video series. So a full house will be about 400 people. We have Friday Night Live, that's 2 Fridays a month rather than every Friday, but we're looking to get back to reinstituting that program every week. Next slide, and this is just an overview of what is actually in your program plan document. I wanted to introduce Jason Gillespie. He's joining us today. Jason is the Director of Education Programs. And because the school program is so important and impactful for Wayne County, I wanted to bring him here and add him to the team today to just walk through what we're planning for 2022 for the school program. So if Jason's here and wants to unmute.
Thanks, Julie, and hi, everyone. Nice to meet you. Nice to virtually meet you.
Welcome.
Yeah, thank you. So, this year is all about kind of coming back from the pandemic and whatever that new normal is going to look like. So we're really working hard to balance the virtual programming that we've developed over the last year and a half, along with, bringing actual students and teachers back into the building. And we're excited to do that. Starting, well, we've already done it a little bit and to a greater degree in January, but we're going to again continue our video series, Art Bites, that's on our YouTube channel, where our gallery teachers shoot quick 5 to 8 minute videos highlighting key pieces in the collection that make connections to the curriculum. I think we've doubled the number of lesson plans and resources in our resource library, our classroom resource library in the pandemic to support teachers, both teaching virtually as well as in the classroom. And I think we've developed a really innovative program I'm really proud of. The DIA delivered, which are these large toolboxes essentially that inside have touchable objects that we ship to classrooms, to teachers. They get to use these boxes in their rooms for 2 weeks, and then they send it back to us free of charge. It doesn't cost anything because of some support that we got from several funders. So it's a really exciting program, and I could talk more about it, but we don't have much time. We're getting back into, we've been doing pretty robust professional development virtually since the pandemic, and we're going to have our first in-museum workshop for teachers in January. And then kind of the plan is to have all of our workshops in the museum. And we're really looking at a hybrid approach now. So how can we do in-museum workshops, but also allow teachers to join virtually is kind of where we're at to leverage some of these new skills that we've all gained during the pandemic. And then we've of course built out we have a really solid, long relationship with Detroit Public Schools, various programs that we do with DPSCD, including their alternative school. We're working with our neighbor down the block, University Prep Academy School of Math and Science. And I believe Salvador and I have a lunch meeting with the superintendent of Dearborn Schools tomorrow to talk about some programming that we can do with them. Schools, as you know, are really stressed right now and stretched super thin. I've reached out to several different school districts, and they're just really unable to commit to a whole lot of dedicated programming with us right now, with everything that they're dealing with. But what we are really excited about, and you can see that in the box at the bottom, is a new Wayne County, a countywide student art show that we are going to be opening this summer. It's going to run in June and July. This is open to all high school students in Wayne County, so public, charter, private. The website, our exhibition website, if it's not up right now, it should be up soon, where teachers and students can submit pieces that will be displayed in the museum. And this is the second, that we only do two. This is the second student art show coming right after our DPSCD show. So we're really excited about that. Julie, that's it for me.
Okay.
I have a question. Can you hear me?
Yep.
Who is Mr. Jason? What does he do with the school system, with the art? Did I miss
Hi, I'm
something?
sorry, Betty. Yeah, I'm the director of the Education Programs Department at the DIA. So I'm in charge of the school and youth programs at the DIA. Before I had this position at the DIA, I was a middle school teacher and principal in Ferndale for 18 years before moving over to the DIA in 2018.
Thank you.
I just have one question also. I see where it says school district partnerships, and I see that they're all DPSCD schools. Are there other lists for the other parts of Wayne County? Because these are all in Detroit, but we know that Wayne County is 43 municipalities, and I was just wondering where's the continuation of the list? Yeah,
so as I said, I've reached out to Ecourse, Redford. I could go on. I have the emails, and to engage them in a partnership. Unfortunately, they're just not able to do that right now. At least they're not returning my phone calls and emails. But as I mentioned, we are meeting with Dearborn tomorrow to see if we can establish something with Dearborn Public Schools.
And I just would add, I mean, that's why we characterize the plan as a draft plan. I mean, this is what we know right now. We offer, the opportunity for school districts to collaborate on custom professional development for their teachers, custom partnerships. We don't know, who might respond in a month, who might respond this summer to put something together for fall. So this is what we know right now, but we're certainly open throughout the year as people, kind of get back on their feet and reach out to add more to this.
If a school district wants to participate, who should they contact? Should they contact Mr. Gillespie?
Absolutely, yeah, for sure. I can set that up. That's my, and having said that, obviously we get field trips and teachers from all over Wayne County that are attending our workshops and field trips and taking advantage of our classroom resources. But a dedicated partnership, an ongoing partnership, is really something else, right? That's a commitment on both the DIA and the school district. And as I mentioned, we've had some difficulty establishing that with school districts, and we'll keep trying. But of course, we don't want to do anything that they don't want to do, right? We're there to serve them. So
that's an opportunity. I'm excited about that student art show. We've been talking about that and begging for an opportunity to promote and highlight all the young artists and create that magic that we know that we can get from them. So it depends upon us to start at the top, hitting them over the head. If you don't show up, your kids can't get in. So it's a big deal. So I think we got to push it from the bottom right on up to the top and the top down. We won't have
When
any
will-
kids in the art show if the parents and the schools don't participate. I don't know if they have an option, do they? They do have to participate in some things that are offered to their children. It's just how we word it. I'm just saying.
When will the show be in 2022? The student art show, when will it be?
Yeah, it's going to follow the DPSCD show. So we're looking at having it up mid-June through July.
Mr. Gillespie, have you contacted all of the districts in Wayne County with regards to this?
Oh, absolutely. Yeah, I worked with the superintendent of Wayne Risa.
Yeah, well, that's okay. The answer is yes. And I will say to our board members then, if you know somebody in the school districts, tell them, hey, your superintendent has been contacted about this. Tell them to get on it. What I want to avoid here is you getting 12 different phone calls from 12 different people in the same district, a district that you've already contacted. So you are in contact with all of the school districts in Wayne County, correct? Or they have been contacted by you?
Yeah, yep, absolutely. Yeah. And I work mainly through Wayne Risa, as well as other contacts that I have.
Yeah. So get on your superintendents about being a part of this then for board members. Okay, we got 19 minutes.
Okay.
What up?
So moving on, thank you, Jason. And Jason's contact information is at the end of this presentation, and that after the meeting, if anyone has contacts in the community that would like to reach directly out to Jason for anything regarding school programs, he's available. So moving on to the senior program, of course, our on-site Thursdays at the Museum program has gone virtual. We're continuing with that virtual program. We're tracking the statistics. It's doing quite well. But we've also begun senior groups back to the museum. We don't have a dedicated program in the museum at this point, but senior groups are welcome to come for 2-hour unguided visits. They are beginning to come back. Group transportation is provided for groups of 25 or more, and they can come any afternoon of the week. So we kind of have the virtual program, and then we're dipping our toe in the water of getting back to the museum. Continue to monitor the situation and sort of the appetite for coming back to the museum, and think about redoing, bringing back the Thursdays at the Museum program. But right now we're happy to be able to welcome seniors back to the building. We also have our behind the scene art talks. Those are done virtually. And those are a variety of talks about different segments of the collection for community groups. Like I said, right now they're virtual. As our docents get more comfortable going back into the communities, those will become live art talks as well. We're hoping that some of the senior fairs will come back so we can talk to our seniors there and make sure that they know what's available at the museum. The Warren Evans Senior Fun Fest was a long-standing event for us, so we'll be looking to see if that comes back. It's usually in June, and there were a couple other ones we've been to, so we're sort of monitoring that. We've also had flyers and are continuing in contact with the groups that have come to the museum before, have had behind the scene art talks before, just to make sure that all of the senior group organizers are aware of what they can do at the museum now, and just sort of keeping them in the loop as things continue to evolve. The last part of the service agreement part is community partnership programs. You'll see in the draft plan, we do have a plan to bring Concert of Colors back live this year after 2 years of a virtual program. I probably don't need to read through all of these projects. Our partners in public art, you can see an image here. This is the final one for this calendar year. This has been a great collaboration. Renata was involved in this one, helping us contact the building owners so that we could have Hubert do this fantastic design. And this is being executed by an artist named Ejania Cortez, who you see in this picture. I purposely didn't give you an image of the completed mural because I wanted to give like a little teaser. If you're out and about and on the Avenue of Fashion, it's probably about 90% complete now. So you can drive by and see the whole thing. And then also Ani Gardabedian, who is one of our studio artists, is assisting on this project. So
Yeah, sure. Livernois on the west side gets all the goodies.
yeah, it's
Forget the east side. Forget the east side.
We'll get there.
Editorial comment.
Anyway, and then you'll see, anyway, I just wanted to highlight this because I think it's a great example of what we can do when we all kind of collaborate and put our heads together on something. So we're excited to see that get finished up before the snow starts flying again. And then you'll see our locations for Inside Out for 2022. This is done by an application process. So the application usually goes out sometime in September or closes in September. It'll be up for about 6 weeks. So I'll make sure to keep in touch with everyone as we put the one up for 2023, but these are all the places Inside Out will be in 2022. So there's more detail on these programs in the narrative that I provided, but these are sort of the highlights for what we're planning for 2022. Lastly, this is a request that we're having to go through the program plan. We also do the County Connections e-newsletters and try to keep everyone up to date on everything we have going on at the museum. Of course, we do have a commitment for investment in all the 3 categories of the service agreement. And I just wanted to note, because of COVID, we weren't able to make our commitment in the school, senior, and community partnership programs last year. So we do have these amounts that roll over into the commitment for the upcoming year. There's a possibility, of course, that we won't make the commitment again this year, but we are continuing to roll over any underspending into the commitment for the next year. So our hope is as we get back to normal and get all of our programs up and running, we'll be able to make that commitment again. For now, this is sort of the status. And then I just noted the allocations, the school program, it's only transportation and staff time that can be allocated. So of course, for the time that we were not bringing students to the museum, that definitely had an impact on our investment in the program. Same with seniors, transportation normally would have been a big part of that. And then community partnership programs, of course, was impacted by COVID as well. Just a reminder, this is the final year of the current service agreement. So I'm sure, we will be meeting and talking about what we want the next 10 years to look like. So just at the bottom, a little reminder of what those terms are.
And I think that's a good reminder at the board. When we have our first meeting next month, or in the next year, one of the things will be to begin discussing the service agreement with the DIA. So just so you know, that'll be at our meeting in February to begin that process. You got 10 minutes, Julie, not that I'm keeping track of the time or anything.
Yes, so I know that's the end of the part of the presentation I was going to walk through. Hopefully everyone got like a good overview. There's a lot more detail in that program plan that I sent. So I'm happy to answer any questions in the coming weeks about that. It is a draft plan. This is because of COVID. We're working under the circumstances we have and hoping to get back to more normal operations as the months go by. So the last few slides are exhibition slides. If Judith wants to do a quick overview on these, that would wrap up this presentation for today.
Morning, everyone. I'm Judith Dolkart, Deputy Director at the DIA.
Morning.
Good morning. So we have a few shows that are on view now. The first is Black is Beautiful, the photography of Kwame Braithwaite. This opened in October and has seen incredible audiences, and it runs into mid-January. So I urge you to come and see it before it closes. It looks at the photography of Kwame Braithwaite, who founded a modeling agency for Black models known as Grandasa Models, and really helped to promote the phrase Black is Beautiful and presented new standards of beauty by introducing Black models into what was a traditionally white business and set of aesthetics. And
Looks
then,
like
of
a
course,
1969 photograph. What year?
say that again?
That looks like a 1969 photograph to me. What year are you talking here?
Yeah, this is in the 60s and 70s, exactly.
Okay.
And then moving on, we still have Detroit style car design in the Motor City, 1950 to 2020, which many of you came to see. The exhibition is incredible, and it includes production line models as well as concept cars, and some of the sketches that prompted the finished versions of cars. Next slide. Later this month, in fact, this week, we'll be opening Shirley Woodson, Shield of the Nile Reflections. We're thrilled to be able to celebrate the work of Shirley Woodson, who I'm sure is known to so many of you and who was recently made the Kresge Eminent Artist. This will be 11 paintings in which she is taking the Nile as the subject of all of the works. They're colorful. You see the exuberant brushwork, and we're really, really excited to present this. Opening the day before is New Black Vanguard, photography between art and fashion. This looks at photographers mostly in their 20s. So kind of continuation of an extension of what Kwame Braithwaite was doing, but now today. And these photographers come from all over the world. You can see their images on social media as well as fashion magazines. And again, this looks at standards of Black beauty in the modeling world and in the fashion world. In February, we'll be opening By Her Hand, Artemisia Gentileschi and Women Artists in Italy from 1500 to 1800. And this exhibition takes as its point of departure Artemisia Gentileschi's Judith and her maidservant holding the head of Holofernes, the little detail that you see there, and looks at a handful of artists who came to prominence in Europe over 300 years. Many of them are unknown or very little known, but this exhibition gives an opportunity to explore how they came to prominence in their own time as women who balanced both their professional careers and then careers at home. So just something that gives us a little bit of a taste of today, but a few hundred years ago. And then finally in October, we will have Van Gogh in America. This exhibition was slated for the summer of 2020, but of course we had to postpone it due to the pandemic. And this will celebrate the 100th anniversary of the DIA's acquisition of the self-portrait by Van Gogh, and we'll look at how museums in the United States collected Van Gogh and how he came to be esteemed as one of the most sought-after artists of the moment. There are 70 works in this show, so it's going to be an incredible gathering of works by Van Gogh, paintings coming from all over the world.
Thank you, Ms. Olcart.
Thank you.
Any questions? Again, I hate to do this, 6 minutes to go, and I do have to get public comment in. Are you anticipating that now that we have a February meeting that we're going to take the draft off of this document and you're going to give us a plan? Is that what we're anticipating in February?
We can. Plan is final. I mark it as draft because this is an opportunity, for all of us to talk together about it.
And it's not much of an opportunity given how it went today.
Yeah, and we're happy to take any input from the authority on, on that plan.
But so this, this is not a final document yet, correct?
It is not a final document.
Okay, so either some
It's just,
feedback to you from board members, or in February, we're basically going to go over this again. Maybe it's a final document at that time, maybe not. But we should re-go over this, especially given the truncated nature of today's meeting. That this should be. Okay, anything else, Julie?
no, I have contact information up here on the screen, and I can certainly forward this via email, but that is the presentation of that program plan. And like I said, there's a lot more detail in it. I mean, it was submitted to the authority last week. So we're happy to answer any questions from the authority or
Right.
provide any additional information as a follow-up to this meeting.
Right. And as people look at this slide, don't forget that, oh geez, am I doing this right? I think it's Harrell, Sharon Harrell, not Harrell, Harrell.
Carol.
Hero.
Yep.
Harrell, not Harrell, Harrell. You are our community engagement manager for this county, correct,
Yes,
Ms. Harrell?
I
So
am.
that's another good, both her, and then just specifically for education, Mr. Gillespie. But everything else, Ms. Harrell. Okay,
You're going to email this to us all so that we have it.
Yes,
Yeah.
sure.
This is,
Yeah.
thank
well,
you.
email me the slideshow, Julie.
Okay.
I'll email it out from there, but I want to make
Thank
sure
you.
we have it. Okay. Anything else on this for right now, folks? See, I see the chair of Ways and Means Committee has signed on to this because we have the same Zoom link this time. So I don't know how they're going to handle that. But Ways and Means is ready to go at 11. I'm going to go to public comments, G, then on the agenda. Are there, now we do have an email address here too. So I'm going to ask first from Ms. Kangura, our staff, do we have any emails for the public comment for the Art Authority this time? Ms. Kangura?
No, Commissioner Clean, we did not receive any emails for this.
Okay,
meeting.
then is there anybody, you mind taking down the screen share, whoever has it up? Yeah, good, now I can see everybody. Anybody that would like to have public comment for the Wayne County Art Authority today? Public comment?
Hi,
Go for it.
yes. My name is
For the
Helena
record.
Casillas.
Yeah, thank you, go ahead, ma'am.
How much time
Okay.
are you having, Commissioner?
I'm doing 2 minutes, but we really have to be off of here in about 2 minutes.
Okay, I'll be really brief.
Thank you.
Just as a mom, as an artist, as a Detroiter, I'm wondering, like, the service agreement sounds like a big deal, and it also sounds like the DIA has had its hands tied because of COVID and because of how things could be spent. And so I'm just wondering who's managing public input for the new service agreement. That's it. Thanks.
Thank you. Yeah, public comment's a one-way thing, so. And please, ma'am, send your comments to the email address so we have your comment and then we can get back to you. So please send the email. Anybody else, member of the public?
Yeah, this is Steve Panson, and it's
Yes, Mr. Panton, go ahead.
a little bit from Alima's comment. When I talk about the service agreement, people's eyes somewhat glaze over. I can tell you there's one thing about the service agreement that always gets everybody's attention when you say that only 5% of the $25 million that's collected from the Tri-County area is allocated through the service agreements. People turn to say what? Yeah. So what I would say is if you want to get public input into the service agreement, you should look at a process of participatory budgeting where people are actually looking at how their money is spent, because that's the one thing that really gets people's attention. And that's the end of my comment. Thank you.
Thank you, Mr. Panton. That's a good comment. Anybody else? Commissioner Kinlock, are you public commenting at Art Authority?
No, accident.
Okay. Well, I didn't want to ignore you because I thought maybe you did, but you're in line for Ways and Means.
Yes.
Any other member of the public wish to have comment to the Wayne County Art Authority at this point? Okay, hearing none. February 21st at 10 a.m. on a Monday is the next time we get together. A little bit rushed today, but that's the nature of things. So I will take a motion to adjourn at this point.
So moved.
I'll second that, Maria Lambert.
All right, all in favor of adjournment,
The
please say
motion was
aye.
by Betty.
Yeah, Betty, and then was that Maria
Yes.
Yes.
that seconded
Thank
it?
you.
Betty and Maria.
Thank you.
All in favor of adjournment, please say aye.
Aye.
Aye. Ooh, chair rules that that is
Aye.
unanimous, and we're going to get out of Ways and Means way. Ooh, we're 1 minute late, 10:56. All right, February, what was the date? 21st. is when we'll
21.
see you. Yep. All right, take care, everybody.
Happy holiday.
Yes, and